And now, a dramatic reading of a real article about a real website. Unh413 is a super-secret underground elite hacking club in the depths of the internets ran by a faggot coder known as Unh4nd13d, also known as Alex Ford. You could say that it is filled with many skilled hackers who are so elite that they use the forum just like Linux users use a terminal. But in reality, it's a bunch of 13-year-old elitists posting on a badly designed forum, thinking that they are good with a computer. This is because the layout and style of Unh413 is to mimic old dial-up BBS boards, so everything can only be accessed by typing shit in. You can't click on anything to navigate, rendering modern technology useless on this board. The furthest the average user on Unh413 has gotten programming-wise is downloading Visual Basic. The forums of Unh413 are filled with a bunch of egotistical teens, mostly the kind who get picked on at school or college, because they prefer spending their time browsing a Web 1.0 board instead of being in real-life social. The average user on the forums refers to themselves as a black hat, and has downloaded every tool off hackforums.net to a folder somewhere, which does lead to flame wars where skiddies call other skiddies, and vice versa. Threads on Unh413 normally consist of topics such as, how do I unblock Unh413 at school? And how to use a tunnel? Foreign characters do not work on the forum, even though they do have a foreign board which hardly anyone posts in, although this does help get rid of Spix and the Wapanese. The only reason to be above 18 on Unh413 is if you're a pedophile or a pathetic loser. The entrance code for Unh413 was originally leaked on B. The code was the number pi backwards to 510 digits, so after fucking around and typing in every digit backwards, B-tards immediately started to sign up on Unh413, causing only mild disruption throughout the site because no one could figure out how to operate the piss-poor navigation on there. After finding quite a bit of goatsy copy-pasted onto this board from the users of B, Unh4nd13d, the site's owner, decided to make sure the site could only be accessed with invite codes. Because half of B couldn't actually figure out how to use this death trap in the first place, it gave the users of Unh413 a dose of unwarranted self-importance, knowing they were smarter for their clever use of an obsolete BBS. If you ever go onto this board, you'll find that everyone on there follows the same superiority complex. Example, lol, we smarter than them because we copied and pasted and invite codes to sign up. 111. Even the owner itself thinks this, stating the board is only for delete. The other arguments they share is that Unh413 is just B with invites, although any threads about 4chan B or cancer will get a poster and instant ban. Unh413 IRC. Unh413's IRC is the way members congregate to spam 4chan's B with forced memes so they can be funny. The discussion in IRC is usually about which OS is better, or what board to spam next. This IRC is also Unh4nd13d's personal hug box, in case he needs somewhere to cry after being successfully doxed on G again. Whenever Unh4nd13d appears on IRC, it normally ends up with his bowing down to him as they treat him as some sort of god. OMG, it's Unh4nd13d himself! Resulting in many Unh413ers sucking up to him in an attempt to get admin. Strangely, Unh4nd13d thinks that it would be more appropriate to integrate a chat room onto his command line board than have a flexible IRC channel, and soon plans to replace the IRC channel with this feature. Unh413 members actually have no idea how to use their own IRC, including Unh4nd13d himself. Examples including banning people via nicks instead of host masks, and not knowing where the fuck ED-IRC is located, despite it being linked on at least 1,000 articles across ED. At Unh413. Recently, Unh4nd13d set up email accounts for Unh413. You can now get a @unh413.com email address for just $50 a year! This was part of Unh4nd13d's Jewish plan to coax as much money from the 13-year-olds on the board as possible, but his plan soon failed as they were all too poor to cover the costs. Or just didn't know how to get into Mom's PayPal. On the other hand, the forum members were too fucktarded to know what bandwidth was. Even still, other users were sad enough to actually buy one of these, or at least have thoughts about it. In fact, the original thread was a shitstorm for the first few posts, with Unh4nd finally stepping in and trying to calm everyone the fuck down, eventually everyone submitting to Unh4nd's sudden reappearance, giving in and spamming his PayPal with monies. Unh413 versus Lulinks. Some of Unh413's user base came from Lulinks. More like Jew-links, am I right? Some other invite-only site that nobody cares about. Unh4nd soon stole Lulink's idea of having an invite-only forum and reworded his excuse on Lulink's forums. Since Unh4nd made Unh413, he became increasingly butthurt when members of Lulinks personally attacked him in flame wars, making him retreat back to his board. If it wasn't for each site's lockdown schemas, both sites would be in an endless war right now. Unh413 versus 4chan. Since the original entrance code was leaked, the site's owner Unh4nd thought, spam this website all over 4chan? What a brilliant idea! And started getting his members to flood 4chan's boards with the same topics over and over, claiming that Unh413 was an underground leet community. Soon after, Unh413 was filled with gullible betards, increasing the ego of the 14-year-old veterans on the board. Members then started to complain about the spam and rejection they got in retaliation, making them wonder why they ever went onto 4chan in the first place. More and more threads made their way onto 4chan, mostly on the B, G, and X boards. X, being as gullible as usual, went on and signed up to Unh413 without any questions asked. G and B, however, were quite hostile towards these unwelcome newcomers, quickly saging the threads and trying to get rid of this newfounded cancer. In fact, 4chan isn't the only forum that was raided by Unh413. A quick Google search reveals their attention whoring on forums at Newgrounds, Moparscape, Armor Games, and YouTube. Yeah, that will make sure the user base is kept clean of morons. Unh413 versus Encyclopedia Dramatica. Alex found his site's ED article after Google alerts told him about his great new article. He has it set to alert him for his nickname, by the way, resulting in massive butthurt as he then ended up posting a sticky in his forum asking for an army to be formed to take down his personal information off this article. Because they were new to the internet, the members of Unh413 quickly fell for his personal request and started vandalizing his page until it was locked by ED Sysops. Unh4nd then declared war on ED Sysop LMTE because he was reverting every shitty edit they did. This soon led to a shitfest in Unh413's IRC, plus plans being made in Unh413's forum for future vandalisms of the site. A long time later, Unh4nd locked the original thread after realizing that editing a revertible article doesn't work, thus contacted his lawyer and went on with a lawsuit, instead in an attempt to get his information off Encyclopedia Dramatica, which was personal information he publicly left on the internets in the first place. Too long, didn't read, Unh4nd is a moron. The owner himself. Unh413 is run by Unh4nd, also known as the 23-year-old Alex Ford, a super successful bachelor/entrepreneur who literally turned his sad life upside down. After finding the website successfulbachelor.com was available, he snapped it up, lost weight, became fabulously wealthy, and now enjoys life every day. Alex is living so large he only works 4 hours a week and spends the rest of his time playing online poker and Halo. In fact, he has become so successful, he has begun to teach others about his great skills. I am an aspiring entrepreneur. All my life I've dreamed of owning my own business, and that day has finally arrived. Referral networks is my passion. I get excited at the thought of spending every day creating new content, networking with our members, and speaking all over the world. Me. I have been chasing my success all my life, and that journey has brought me here. Now I want to help all of you do the same thing. I experience joy in my life when I see that spark of motivation in yours. As a life coach and business consultant, I cherish every minute I get to spend helping someone else. It is an experience that is unrivaled by anything I have ever tried to do in the past. Fucking wanker. You can read more about this eccentric businessman on his own article.